This is this is one of our Wall of Shame stories. It is, you know what? Let's just make it speak for itself. It's from based on the anime My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute or a Remo, which is
It's a great
great
show.
source material to draw from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
God.
Well, go on, Gabe. Tell them
Well,
what the title is.
yeah, I guess we might as well formally start this. This is called Fixing Her Brother Complex.
Yeah, they're fixing the problem with the story.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
pretty noble of them.
And the description reads, you have somehow ended up within the world of Oremino. This guy misspelled the name of the franchise in the description. It's great. With only the clothes on your back and some pink dust that somehow can rewrite a girl's love so they can love you and only you.
Wow, that's not manipulative or creepy or like can be abused in a wrong way.
Well, let's find out what happens in this story before passing any judgment.
You mean like what I do? Because it's based off of like you end up in the so it's referring to,
Oh yeah,
me
well
or
this is
you,
we're
right?
putting this in you're the one doing this.
Yeah,
This
that's right.
isn't this
I'm the
isn't
one
some
doing
other
it.
character. All right.
That's right.
Well, before we begin, a small author's note. This was meant to be a chapter story. There will be more detail about that in the author's notes. I also
There's
suck.
not more chapters.
Yeah, this is a one shot. This guy gave up. I also suck at writing second person. This is just me practicing. And I can't help but notice that this guy didn't say that he didn't own Oremo. So I can only assume that the guy who wrote this also made Oremo too. I mean, he didn't put the disclaimer, right?
I also love the irony spelt practicing wrong, I think. Practing.
Oh, practing. Yeah, he's practicing wrong. All right. Well, let's start. What is going on? Your eyes were blurry as your head twisted and turned like you had a bad headache for the past couple of days. Your eyes,
Yeah.
your eyes widened when you saw the fact that you were currently in Japan, of all countries.
Such a coincidence. I wouldn't have expected, it.
Yeah, Japan, really. How did getting hit by lightning send me here? It's a good question.
Yeah, I'm wondering it right now.
You had to wonder in your head. The place looked different. Having always wanted.
Oh yeah, you think that going to a different country would look different than the one you're in?
Yeah.
You think that would look different?
I feel like this person wrote this sequence of events in reverse. Like he was supposed to note that this place looked different and then point out that he was in Japan versus the other way. Having always wanted to visit the place yourself, but either not having the money or other reasons.
That's pretty presumptuous.
Yeah.
Assuming this about me, author.
You stood up and dusted yourself off. Everything felt normal. Okay. Until a warm summer breeze strolled by. You have to blink a couple times because it just didn't seem possible.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There's no wind in the summer. Shoot, man.
Yeah. Kirino Kosaka, the heroine from Oremio, just walked right by you, as if it was a dream or one of self-insert fan fictions that you wrote about her.
Yeah, also presumptuous.
I'm
Also,
glad I'm glad he's at least trying to be a little bit self-aware.
I gotta like ask, like, is there a certain circumstance where you would like, this is an anime, obviously, so it's a very cartoon based character.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically, if this is like real life. Would you
Yeah.
actually be able to recognize what the character looks like in real life?
Well, it's
And also that like not it being a cosplay, but exactly the heroine from this random thing.
yeah, like I was gonna question whether this was like a real life actual like people, but the fact that he didn't
Well, referring
like
to me.
yeah.
It's referring to me, right? So I'd
Yeah.
assume that it would be real because I hope I'm real anyway.
Unless you
But
turned into anime and we're in the anime world.
maybe that's what they meant by the place looked different, and they just didn't specify beyond that.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyways, her long dyed light brown hair. Is it dyed hair?
It might be, but also is it? I thought it was more like orange.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah. I mean, there's a picture of her in the
Dying.
thumbnail, so, you don't really have to guess.
Yeah, I
Anyways,
guess you're right.
those blue eyes of hers, wearing a pink dress and a pair of black shorts that reached up to those creamy thighs.
I'm definitely thinking this.
Even if you think that her Sailor Girl uniform was nice as well, why
I guess she wears
why
that.
does that have any sort of bearing on what you just said
It might be something that they wear in the
in the
show.
show itself? But it's
We we haven't really watched this show, but like
well,
this fan fiction's so good
why does he
that
need to pass judgment on like the different clothes
because
she wears?
we're such fans of hers that we've even written
You're such
self-insert stories.
you're
Oh,
such
right,
a
you're
big
right.
fan
I'm
of her.
such a
Yeah, this is you
That's right.
personally. I have nothing to do with
Yeah.
this. I'm just
Oh,
narrating.
fine. Yes. Yes. Fine.
Just seeing her in person made your heart beat,
Oh
as
yeah,
opposed
yeah,
to if
much.
your heart wasn't beating, in which case you'd
Yeah,
probably die.
I'm a vampire, wouldn't you know?
Oh yeah, her ending, the one that destroyed her series and made fans outraged at it. She
Oh
finally
yeah.
ends up marrying her older brother, but then decides to end it all there, as if nothing
What?
happened. Which
Can you really just marry someone and then just pretend it didn't happen?
Look, I'm gonna
Darn.
need the context on this. I might put
Yeah,
something on the screen
probably.
if I remember, if I'm not lazy, which I probably be too lazy to add, but who cares? That must be why you were here in Aremo, to correct
Is
the
that the
ending.
place?
Well, in
Oh,
the
of
show itself.
course.
Well, to correct the ending. But if
Oh my
Kirino doesn't want
God.
to be with her brother, then maybe she would want to be with you.
First off, if she doesn't want to be with her brother, I guess they decide to end it off there. I don't know what's going on there, but gosh darn it, the righteous shipping in this story.
Well, this is to correct the ending. The only way to right the wrongs that were had that made fans outraged at it would be to ship yourself
Oh yeah, yeah,
instead of her brother, which is the whole concept of the show, of course,
yeah, that's right. You know what? I'm fixing it one ship at a
So
time.
so so
See how
even though
it goes.
even though the concept of the show is horrible, this technically does count as retconning the entire point of the show just to like fulfill your own desires.
Oh, my desires.
Yeah.
The author's out of this completely because they've made it about me.
Yeah. The idea
Yeah.
of it, writing that stuff down was bad, but doing it, forcing oneself onto another, having to slap yourself just for the idea.
Yeah, it
Was
sounds
that
such
what
a
he was
silly
thinking?
thing.
Like, what? Okay,
Well,
was he not thinking about like being with her romantic? Like, was he just thinking about forcing it?
it sounds very non-consensual. Like you're
Yeah,
literally seeing this person and going, "Man, what
he
if I non-consensually force myself onto her?"
he
And
he
then going like,
he im-
"Darn, that's such a
he immediately jumps to the forcing oneself onto another versus just like building a romantic relationship with this person.
yeah." And they're forcing it on me too. Like
Oh
I'm the
yeah.
one considering.
Yeah.
The,
This is you're
the,
the one who's thinking about this, man.
I'm
That's just
like, man,
deplorable.
I know it'd be deplorable and like kind of inconvenient, but maybe I should like force myself on this woman non-consensually.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
maybe like that.
you just have to slap yourself for just the idea. No, you thought. If I want to fix her ending and her brother complex, then I must win her heart.
Oh, so I agreed to that then. That
Yeah.
was a
Why
good
wouldn't that be
thing.
your first thought?
Yeah,
Why
you're
wouldn't
right.
that be literally the first thought versus? It's so stupid. All right, and I just won't fix her brother complex. After her, I will make all the girls who love their brothers a little too much and make them forget all about them and make them love me.
That's so creepy. I also like to point out the fact. I want to point out the fact also that the author just straight up like abandoned all pretexts instead of using you and just went to I because
Yeah,
this is what he wants.
yeah.
I and me. Oh my god,
And just
dude.
for the record, the story was originally supposed to be about like him going to a bunch of different universes and seducing women who had brother complexes.
Oh, it's not
Uh
seducing. It's manipulating reality so that they
oh,
would
yeah.
love them and only them. literally no seduction, no like actual consent, no anything. It's literally just manipulation and mind control.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that's pretty
anyways,
freaking messed up.
well, he didn't go through with it probably because he just maybe realized how horrible of a concept this story was, or maybe he
Maybe
was
he
just.
showed it to his sister.
Oh yeah, he showed it to his sister. Well, he. Yeah. Anyways, clenching your fist, but how to do it? You still had no idea when in the Aremio timeline you were in. Is this before Kyosuke Kusaka found her porn collection and then slowly over time became closer?
Is this really the person I want to become lovers with?
That was the catalyst of everything. And then there's the random stranger walking up and talking to her out of nowhere.
You mean like what I'm about to do just now?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they mean by that line, but no doubt that would land me in this world's jail and a roundhouse kick from Kirino. You
Yeah,
thought,
darn.
but as you look to your hand, holding on to the bag that still has the first volume of a rainbow inside it, as well as some other incest mangas like Arrow Manga Sensei.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
like to carry
he
around.
carries
Yeah, you're
around in
right.
public. Is that an anime bag?
Oh, she approached
Oh
me.
yeah, well she
Oh,
approaches
okay.
you, so you don't have to worry
Yeah, I
about the
guess.
roundhouse kick. You just have to kind of stand
Yeah,
around and wait for it to
and
happen.
creepily think about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that an anime bag? Kirino asked, leaning down towards the bag that I was holding. You couldn't show. Wait, what? Leaning down towards the bag that I was holding, you couldn't show her the Aremio manga. Did he literally just change perspectives like 4 words apart
You
from each
said me.
other?
This is something that this is. I've even had difficulty writing like you stories because it's so ingrained to you to write I and me that you sometimes like swap between them during sentences.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Yeah.
That being said, like,
It clearly shows that
uh,
this person didn't really edit their story that heavily.
it could also be that this is their fantasy and they're just forcing it on me.
You couldn't show her the Aremio manga. Just imagine what that would do to her.
Yeah, you need to consider her feelings before manipulating her into loving you.
Yeah, come on.
You right.
Um, yes. Are you into anime? You asked. You felt like slapping yourself for that question.
Like small talk. Like you're trying to say small talk, even questions you know, and like you're like, why am I asking things I already? I hate this story. This story sucks. Like, like sometimes you ask things that you already know just to break the conversation, but like it really just is all about you, isn't it, author?
Of
Oh,
course.
sorry, me. It's
Yeah,
all
it's all
about
about
me.
you.
Yeah,
This perspective has been forced upon you, too.
yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just that type of person.
Kirino crosses her arms in a huff. As she looks around, right, you just remember. Kirino must still feel like she has to hide what she loves. Even if it is porn about little sisters.
Gosh darn
As
it,
if that's
man.
not a reasonable thing to hide.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a red flag.
you take a look inside your bag, which normally would hold about a few stray volumes of some manga or light
Am I
novels.
just am I just holding these like this incest porn bag everywhere? Is this like my
Yeah, of course.
go-to thing? And also that contradicts really what the description of the story says if you read it again. It says only with the clothes on your back and some pink dust. But
Yeah.
very clearly I'm holding
And
a
a bag
bag
full
of
of manga. Well, it isn't just any manga. It's instead your eyes widened, seeing almost every single manga book that you can see. The bag didn't feel heavy, as light as feather in your hand. That's when you remember that you were carrying around an anime totes bag. That must be the
what?
reason why Kirino decided to talk to you out of nowhere.
That doesn't. What are you talking about? Are these anime totes bags like infinite sized and attract whoever you want to talk to you to talk to you?
Yeah, it's like
Don't
that. It's
understand.
like that one thing from Harry Potter. Like one of the only things I know from Harry Potter. It's the bag that can carry like anything.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't need to hide what you love. Kirino looked at
Did
you
we?
with a soft
Did
glare.
we? We said yes to whether we're carrying a bag of anime. What if that is hiding? Oh no, I guess we're
Uh,
being cautious about the Remo book, so maybe she saw that.
yeah, you know, he
I
doesn't
don't
want to
know.
break her mind with showing
No,
her that
sorry, I
her.
don't want to break. I don't
Yeah,
want to
oh,
break
yeah,
her
yeah.
mind. Yeah.
When I told my parents, yeah, they just thought it was kids stuff because it's animated and it must be for children. That was until I showed them some Shimonita and Higurashi.
Those are things that parents would definitely approve of. Yeah,
Yeah,
you right.
exactly. But the stuff I like, Kirino spoke. You can always talk to me about it. I promise I will never laugh. You spoke, hitting your chest. I'm Kosaka Kirino. And you? She asked.
Well, sorry, what is that? What is that tone? What is that like? Follow through with the conversation here. You
Yeah,
don't have
that's
to
what
know
I
what
was
you
wondering.
hide. You don't need to hide what you love. And then I'm saying why I don't hide the things I love. And then she's talking
Yeah.
about, but the stuff I like, comma, and then doesn't complete the.
Yeah, well, the guy was you. Sorry, you were just talking about how this was at a point where Kirino still feels like she has to hide what she loves before she says you don't need to hide what you love, and
But
then
then it turns to me talking about Kirino not having to hide what she loves instead of the reverse of what the conversation originally was.
yeah, and then she takes that opportunity to introduce her name out of nowhere.
Oh my god, this is wow. I've never
This
seen
is a
a like a
broken.
mess up.
This is a broken conversation. If I ever fucking, I guess you could tell this guy is a little bit lonely and has no fucking experience how to write actual human conversations.
Wow, that's pretty mean.
Well, man, you're not out of the woods yet,
Don't you
man.
mean me? Don't you
Yeah.
mean me?
Well, I'm talking about the
Yeah.
author narrating this story in your perspective. You started to sweat bullets. Your foreign name would give you away that you weren't from Japan. Why should that matter? Couldn't she tell already?
Well,
Unless you were
I'm
supposed to be an
Asian
Asian person
that lives
that
in
lives not from
differently in
Japan.
Japan that collects Japanese items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, how did you even understand half of the stuff that Kirino was even saying? You don't remember being perfect in Japanese, just enough to pass your high school classes. I'm so glad you.
What?
I'm
We
so.
took
Well,
Japanese
you took
high
Japanese in
school?
high school, man. You did. You
Is it
you just
where
decided
am
to
I
tell her
where
your
am I
real name.
from?
I don't
Where
know.
am I from? What's going on?
Somewhere. You just decided to tell her your real name with the lie
Oh,
that you're an exchange student from your home country. I'm glad that conflict was completely over nothing. Kirino let out a soft laugh, most likely at your name and how weird it might have sounded. How about we go to a
wow.
cafe and I show you some of the manga I have? Smooth. You spoke. Ah, he's smooth, dude. He's smooth with the ladies.
You
No
mean I
thanks.
am?
Oh, yeah. No thanks. I need to. I have little sister manga in here. You spoke.
Yeah, that's
Kirino looked over
I
at you. With a huff, Kirino agreed. You know what? If she was trying to hide her, like, loves, wouldn't she, like, question you on that? Like, oh, whatever.
well, I also kind of wonder like does Kira really find even if she has the interest herself, does she really find people that like obsess about like lolly sister manga to be like as trustworthy and as interesting as I don't know, like I guess that's maybe just a red flag I have, and then she finds that perfectly fine.
Yeah. Ah, with a huff, Kirino agreed. Perfect. Soon your plan will work, and Kirino's heart and body will belong to you. Oh,
That's so
so
creepy.
good. Oh, that's the best way of
I'm glad.
phrasing that.
Yeah, as with any relationship, start with honesty and
Yeah,
respect.
completely not manipulative and possessive at all. As well as dehumanizing. Alright, the only other problem that you had no idea about was how to even get out of here and back to your home. But, if you are living a happy life with Kirino as your bride and fixing that prickly attitude of hers.
That's so creepy. You want to try and take someone and then manipulate their personality to suit your interests? That's
Yeah.
so freaking creepy. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm glad that my goal in life is to even abandon the idea of having like living the rest of my life and just accepting the situation I am in to have a slave wife. Oh my god.
Well, the tea tasted good, as it did seem weird for Kirino to be reading the first volume of Aramanga Sensei. But this was a manga cafe, so nothing she did brought any attention to us. As she
I'm
read
so
her borrowed manga, you looked through her bag. What the fuck?
I I'm a little that sentence also didn't make any sense. The teas taste good as it did seem weird for like I don't understand the through line of that sentencing as well.
Well, the previous sentence also had no through line to it. It
And
was
like
like, how do I even get out of here and back to my home place? But if you're living a happy life with Kirino as her bride and fixing that prickly attitude of hers,
I'm not
there
she's
was
just
nothing about the butt that made sense there.
oh like
I don't think this
I'm just
person.
looking through a bag and that's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, you're looking
Got
through
it.
her. Oh, you looked through your bag. Okay, sorry. I thought it said her bag. Anyways,
Oh, okay.
it's bigger than you remember. It wasn't heavy, and the best part is that it held tons of different manga. You've established this before, I think.
Yeah, you did.
Were you going to
I mean,
go?
I did.
Were you gonna go to these places as well? Were you gonna make
What?
Kirito your bride? You had.
Oh, right.
Oh
No, I
well.
was going to different places to manipulate.
Well,
Yeah, right.
you had no idea, but a bottle with pink-looking sand inside of it. Again, no follow-up to that sentence.
Yeah, but usually kind of implies like a restriction or some sort of difference or some sort of
Yeah,
anything to the
yeah,
previous clause.
but isn't just an excuse to change to a different idea without needing a period. All right. While Kirino wasn't paying attention, you decide to sprinkle some into her drink. What the fuck?
Wow.
What?
Man, really.
That isn't completely fucking disturbing at all.
Yeah, I'm really.
You'd
Go on.
you'd have to just assume that it was some kind of like roofie or love potion. If the first thing you do when you see it is to pour it into somebody's drink.
I,
Ugh.
I feel as though it's weird for me to say, yeah, why would Kirino even trust this person or quote unquote me in this context enough for this situation to happen? But then
Before quickly, I like this sentence a lot.
yeah, go on.
Before quickly putting it away, she drank her tea, which implies that she drank her tea before you put the bottle away.
Does this person speak English as a primary language?
I really don't think he does. You know, I'm gonna check his profile for 5 seconds. Okay, he doesn't have a nationality listed, but I have to assume that this guy does not speak English at all.
Yeah.
With the book on the table with a bookmark. Wait, what? Before quickly putting it away, she drank her tea, period, with the book on the table with a bookmark inside of it. This guy really doesn't speak English well. Okay. Kirino's eyes widen after she takes her first sip. You rush over to her, having no idea what you even did to her. Was it that pink sand?
Oh my god, I'm a horrible person.
Yeah, you really are a horrible person.
I guess I'm like, man, what's this weird thing in the bag? I might as well have Kirino drink it to see what happens.
Yeah, she's your guinea pig.
This creepy drug like thing in my bag. I'm gonna give it to this stranger that I'm. I hate this. The story sucks, kid.
Yes. Oh, I guess you answered your own question. Was it the pink sand? Yes. But why was it there in the first place?
What? What? What was that sentence? Why was it yes?
Well, it was yes to the question before, I assume.
Oh, so is it you were confirming the fact
yes.
that you put pink sand in there?
Sand? Yes. But why was it there in the first place?
So am I confused what I put in her drink and then verified that I put I
Yeah.
don't understand, Gabe. Why would I not know what I'm putting in their drink despite making a big deal of it and then
Oh.
answer myself, I'm insane, Gabe. I might genuinely be insane.
Oh. Kirino opens her eyes, and the first person she sees is you. Her
Is
heart.
that the rule that we're doing? Because
Yeah.
it did say in the description to love you and only you, as if like that's the restriction of love potion. But no, I
Mm-hmm.
guess we're doing the trope where it's the first person you see you fall in love with. I guess you're gonna change the rules here specifically.
Her heart begins to race, and her eyes begin to form into hearts. It was as if she saw her soulmate. Before falling back asleep, okay, you decide to take her home, saying that you were her brother's friend, but not knowing where she lived. But not knowing where she lived, the hotel was the best place. As you lay her down in the bed, why don't you just take her
That's
to?
creepy.
Yeah.
That's creepy. I'm
Are you sure
man,
it isn't creepy yet? Because I mean, her sleeping form is breathtaking, but you have to fix this somehow. You dug through your
waking her
bag,
up.
manga, light novels, and more pink sand, and you decide to taste a bit yourself. Yet,
Why? I saw what happened.
yeah. Yet nothing
Man,
happened.
I wonder.
You look over to Kirino, and you don't feel as tired as her. What is this
How do you
stuff?
know?
Hmm?
What? You don't feel as tired as she, as her literally sleeping? I don't
uh,
understand. I don't understand this story. I don't understand what's going on. Continue.
you thought as you looked at it in wonder. Kirino finally woke up as she let out a groan and sat up. You rush to help her as she looks at you and blushes. That was a question. Why you started wondering. Wait, was it that pink sand? Haven't you already established that that was the case?
I'm
Whatever.
guessing that the narrator is says what it did, but I don't necessarily know what it did in this context. I think that's what they're trying to do.
I don't know. I don't freaking know.
And the first thing I assume, say it, the first thing I assume that happened from her falling asleep and then waking up and blushing.
Did the pink sand make all of her I'm sorry. Did the pink sand make all of her romantic feelings that she would have for her brother go to you instead? Is that how it worked? It
Why would that be the first assumption that I would make?
man, it would explain why you didn't have a sexual need for anyone. Your
What does
family
that
your
mean?
family are jerks. And you've
Am I
never had
saying I'm
any
supposed to?
you've never had any romantic love, not like those characters in anime.
I hate the way that sentence phrased because notice the fact that it said explain why you didn't have sexual need for anyone. The first thing they mention is your family
Yeah, your
and
family
my
are
family.
jerks.
So like literally the first thing that you're supposed to be sexually attracted to is your family. That's what this kind of feels like it's implying. And then beyond that, you never had any romantic love.
But how would that explain that at all?
That doesn't explain anything. Like why would her falling in love with you due to a love potion explain why you didn't feel sexually attracted to your family? I don't see the through line there.
Uh, yeah, no. This entire string of whatever makes zero sense at all.
This is how you write a story that has like is written by an AI,
Yeah.
but like yeah.
Kirino, are you okay? You asked. You used my first name like it's nothing, she spoke. Well, she did tell you her name, or whatever. I don't know why that would be a big deal.
I guess it's a Japanese thing.
It's because we're lovers. Look inside your heart and see for yourself, you vote.
Ah, yes, the classic flirt line, the classic one-liner that gets everyone's heart.
I do. I do love you, Kirino spoke, before pressing her lips against yours. You
That's
couldn't
so
believe it.
stupid.
You couldn't
So
believe it.
cringy.
Well, I mean, the first thing that you say when she wakes up is, "We're lovers," and look inside your heart and see it for yourself. Oh
No, I
God.
asked if you're okay.
Oh,
That's her
oh
first.
yeah. Okay, no, you're a little more considerate of
Yeah,
her.
I'm a little more classy, Gabe. Give me some credit.
Ugh, you couldn't believe it. Kirino is really kissing you. The real Kirino. It was if this was some sort of coma that made by lightning strike, then you most likely would never want to wake up.
That deeply morbid for no reason. Like, man, I'm thinking when I'm kissing this girl, I'm thinking, man, if I was in a coma, and I would definitely not want to wake up. Like, that is, I get what it's trying to say, but it still feels very wrong and awful, actually.
Well, man, we can't really read through this story in full from here on because it just turns into smut, and we don't really read smut on this channel. However, unfortunately, I didn't prepare this, but there are some really horrible lines through this whole scene. So, you know, I'm gonna look for some lines that are particularly terrible, such as
Thanks for the meal,
"Thanks for the meal," Kirina said
Kirino
before
said.
opening her
Yeah.
jaw.
You can read the full smut in the description where we'll leave the story.
Yeah. Showing you her breasts in all their glory. Only in off-brand could you have seen them before. That's a great
Okay.
line. I like that line.
Yeah, off brand. Yeah. Your tongue slithers in
Your
as
tongue
you
slithers
become part
in
snake.
as if you became part snake.
Man, that's that's
Uh,
so good. Off-brand comics to go by.
well, yeah.
Man, I
You really don't know what you're doing.
I like that bootleg stuff, I guess. Yeah, no,
Let's
if
see.
this was a dream, I don't think I would ever want to wake up. Yeah, no, there's a lot of smut. A lot of smut. We probably should have abbreviated this and like took the best parts out in
You know what?
retrospect.
It's fine. Wife or not, Kirino is still a girl that you care deeply about. Sitting up and hugging her close and bringing her into a gentle kiss. Uh,
Well, how about like you held her hips as you heard many times and saw how much porn you've watched and readied over your time being an anime fan.
yes, please, my love. I only want to be with you. I love you, Kirino cried out. I want to be with you. Kirino never leaves me. Be my bride, you cry out. I like how
Why
you...
would I say Kirino in third person though?
yeah! Yeah! Yes!
It's like I don't even see her as a person, just as an object.
Yes! Yes, I will marry you. I don't care if you get other girls. I will always be your number one.
Why
Kirino
would she
cried
say
out.
that specifically? Like she knows that her plan is to get other girls?
Nothing would make you happier than having Kirino pregnant with your child.
Of course, yeah, that's how I feel.
After two, Kirino lay down, your eyes locked onto her ass.
Oh, you had the rest of your life with this beautiful girl.
You can enjoy her ass any time that you want. She's now yours
That's
forever.
what I look for.
Yeah, she's now yours forever, and nothing will stop that.
Man, you think the family or the brother or anything, like anyone would even question the fact that she went to a store and never came back? Maybe like a missing person report or something.
Yeah, well, Kirino fell asleep in your arms as you gave her a kiss. At least now she's no longer in love with her older brother.
It was a righteous shipping that I did here, Gabe. It was a righteous moment. I feel it was justice.
Yeah, this is justice,
I've ever
man.
seen it.
You fixed the story, man. This is how it should have gone.
I did. This is how it should have gone.
The end. So, well, let's get to the author's note. So, I was planning on making this a smut series of reader ex-girls in love with their older brothers. But when editing,
So specific.
But when editing, I accidentally deleted over half the story, and the only girl who survived was Kirino.
What? How did? What? Wow, that's such a
Uh,
tragedy. I feel so bad.
I don't like writing smut anymore. I lost my touch, and I think it's because I just don't care about it.
You certainly put like half the story into it, so like clearly you care about something in there.
Well, man, he then lists 10 anime girls who he was gonna do this fucking shit with.
Before my thumb hit the backspace button on my phone, how do you hit
Here's
the
a list of
backspace
girls who
button
were
to
gonna
such an
be in here
extent?
before my thumb hit the. So he made a list and then he deleted it and then decided he was gonna keep it anyways. Like why?
No,
Like
what I understand happened is he had a list of
yes,
people.
yes,
I guess he pushed backspace and Kirma's the only one that survived that, but I can't imagine having like a large string of text and like accidentally keeping your thumb on the thing long enough for it to delete a major portion of
yes,
your
yes,
story.
yeah, yeah. But why
I
would
think
he?
it's
Yeah, just whatever.
can he do undo? Does that not
I
exist?
don't know. Also, I like how he says he doesn't want to write smut anymore. Yet his very next story is called "Waking Up with My Harem."
Well, yeah, because it's a very wholesome story game, very
Yeah.
wholesome, enjoyable story where you just wake up with girls that throw yourself on you, and you joke with the fact that you just have too much girl action going on,
Well, one of the first
and it's
lines. Well, one
humorous.
of the first lines that he made about his harem was, "Some were new heroes or sidekicks, or some were just girls who wanted some Deku's Diku, or didn't care about being a trophy wife." So, it's a very
Wow.
wholesome concept. Yeah. Also, that story's 10,000 words, so we're never reading it. Um, but anyways, yeah. So, what did you think about fixing her brother complex?
I think I did some righteous ship here. I assessed the scenario. I was like, man, I need to manipulate her into a loving relationship,
You need to give her the love
you know?
powder, man. You need to spike it into her tea when she
Well,
isn't looking.
I didn't know it was a love powder. I just wanted to drug her.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know what I was being drugged with.
Yeah, your first
Like,
instinct when getting a random power powder is just to put it in somebody's drink.
that's right. And I'm like, I was hoping, I was going like, I hope I can use this to take advantage of her. Like
Mm-hmm.
that that really like was my main goal there at that
Well,
point.
well,
And
man, you didn't want to force yourself onto her. You just wanted to manipulate her and use a powder that would completely change her mind to make it so that she loved you. So it's completely different than forcing yourself on someone, you know?
well, if I change her consent, then it becomes consensual.
Yeah, yeah. If you just manipulate her and mind control her into saying yes, then that's it's exactly as good as if
This is horrible, Gabe. This story sucks. The whole
truly garbage.
concept the whole concept of like going, man, this incest stuff is awful, right? So let's just make them all love me instead, and it
Yeah,
could be a wonderful thing.
they'll love me. Oh God. Oh good lord.
Oh,
Well, that's it. That's the whole story. Fuck it.
God.